Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Happy Valentine's early. And I want you to know already you are loved and cherished. Just showing up on this call has got you the seal of universal love, respect, honoring, and being cherished. So welcome to the call. And do sign in. Let me know who's here. And and Robin's already here. Yay! And Janice, excited to be here. Good morning to all. We have a huge group of people coming into this class, and I'm very excited to see all of you. And we're going to do a really fun process called karma clearing, as well as a guided meditation. And in addition to that, we're going to do some clearing on rights to be loved. So it should be a wonderful hour. I have a lot of stuff planned to process with you. So you should be even more able to love and be loved at the end of this call. So I'm seeing a bunch of people signing in, Tony and Carol and Brett and Deborah and Tammy and Trevor. Hi, Trevor and Margaret and Suzanne and Ann, and it's going really fast. So really great to see you guys. We have like 1,300 people signed up for this class, so yay. So let's get started. Do sign in. I will be peeking at the chat box after the call too, so if I haven't mentioned your name, doesn't mean I'm not going to know that you were here. And hi, Sybil and Simone, nice to see you. And Neela, there she is. Hi, Neela. And Rodani, hi. And Julia and Niru and Guadalupe from Mexico City. I'll be down there pretty soon, not in Mexico City, but I'm going on a little vacation to Cabo. Okay, here we go. And Rita from Switzerland, and Sylvia, and Bent from Norway. Hi, Bent, and Era, and Carolyn, and Katrin. All right, well, let's get started. I love seeing you guys' names, so definitely sign in and let me know that you're here. This class is a free class, part of the Quantum Activations Community Series, the free series, and we're doing 10 of these free classes during the year, so you definitely will want to sign up on the website to be receiving notifications for when these classes are coming up. You can also just go into the website under, let's see, trainings, and then you're going to find the Quantum Activations free series, and you can see all of the things that we've got coming up for the year. Next month in March, we have New Beginnings, which should be amazing. And so almost every month in April, we have the Healing of the Earth, hoping to have 10,000 people on that call. Okay, I'm Julie from South Africa, and Rose from Canada, and Diane from Ohio. There is a replay to Kelly who's asking, and everybody who has signed up, who is registered to be on the call, will get the replay. So you get the replay both in the audio and the video form. And it goes out an hour or two after the call, so it doesn't go out instantly, but it goes out pretty fast. You don't have to wait very long. Oh, you're welcome, Terry. And Athena from Canada. Manuela, that's a beautiful name. Mira, oh, I love that name. From Croatia. That's a name that songs are written for, right? Mira, Mira, Mira. Okay, and Terry and Dion and Paris. Love to all. Beautiful. Okay, well, let's get started. We're going to start by doing a short meditation, and we'll activate with the mudras. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to rub our hands together in front of our heart chakra, creating some spiritual energy, some tapas, some heat. And once you get your palms nice and warmed up, put your right hand over your left hand and on your heart chakra, and breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3 deep breaths. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you now to say, I love myself. I trust myself. I express my unique self. And just maybe allow your eyes to close and feel what it's like to feel that permission to love yourself, to trust yourself, and to go into really full self-expression, giving yourself permission to express your wonderful self just the way you are. Beautiful. And then allow your hands to fall into a cup. And this is called a Miracle Mudra, or Cup of Love. And see the love from the universe showering in. My cup overfloweth with love. And just allow that cup to flow and all the love from the universe to flow into that cup. And then when it's overflowing, go ahead and tip it into your heart and receive the love from the universe. And breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we'll do another mudra. These are activating mudras, just stimulating your field and body to integrate with each other. This is the lotus. See, it looks like that. You create a lotus with your fingers. So all the flower petals are your fingers. And this integrates the heart with the higher aspirations of self. So you can just raise it up over the head, and you're going to breathe in as you go up, and you're saying Sat. And you can say that silently, or you can say it as you're breathing in, Sat. And then as you come down, say Nam. And what that means is my name is truth. And what we're doing is we're integrating the heart with the spiritual energy. So the desires of the heart with the desires of the high self and spiritual energy. All right, and so it's Sat up and Nam down. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. And just feel the integration. Allowing your hands to close now in Namaste. Sending a grounding cord down from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. Make the grounding cord nice and wide. Set the grounding cord on release and begin to release the excess energy in the body. For women, you're going to ground your ovaries with a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, through the perineum down to the center of the earth. Set the right and left ovaries on release and release the healing projects, everybody that you're working on healing. And just for now, allow your body to be here for you only. Gentlemen, with a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, from your testicles down to the center of the earth. Set your male body on release and release any control energy from others, control, competition, aggression. We're all coming into neutrality. And then going up to the adrenals, they sit at the top of your kidneys, about an inch up from the waist and 2 inches off the spine, with a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, from each of the adrenals to the perineum down to the center of the earth. So you're just setting your adrenals on release. And then let's also set the nervous system on release. So just imagine that the nervous system is plugging into the adrenals, and the nervous system is also letting go. Going up to the center of the head. And in the center of the head is your golden temple of silence. Opening a trapdoor out the back of the head, and maybe creating a little chute down to the main big grounding cord that we set at the very beginning of the meditation. Now let's go ahead and take a spiritual fire hose or whatever you'd like to wash out the center of your head. I like it done fast, but you can use a vacuum cleaner or whatever you want, a rake, a leaf blower, anything that makes sense to you. I'm going to take my spiritual fire hose and just wash out the center of my head, looping thoughts, worries and concerns, excess baggage, extra boxes, stuff that doesn't belong up there. Just wash it all out. The only thing that really should be in the center of the head is your throne and maybe your view screen. Should be golden walls like you're in a cave. Should be light. And when you feel you've finished, you've completed, you can pull the trapdoor closed, pop out the top of the head, pull the aura into 18 inches around the body. Opening your feet to earth energy, bringing earth energy up through your feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, out the hips and down the grounding cord. Bringing cosmic energy from some place in the universe that's in harmony with you into the back of your head, 1 inch above where the spine meets the skull. Bring that energy, that cosmic energy, down through your neck and shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, through the wrists, hands, and out the fingertips. Bringing more of that cosmic energy down through your back channels, all the way down into your pelvic cradle, looping up through the belly, through the chest, through the neck, through the head, fountaining out the top of the head like a beautiful Italian fountain, bathing and cleansing your aura. And just feeling very receptive to the quantum pleasure field. You might feel a little tingly and awake. We're shifting up in our understanding and our vibrations for love. And that energy continues to flow through your legs and through your body, back channels, arms, belly, through the head, continues to fountain out the top of the head. Just doing a really nice clear out. And then you might bring your spirit into the top of your head in a golden sun and bring your spirit down into the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes, and then filling out all the way to the outer edge of the skin, getting your spirit all the way in your body, just like a seatbelt clicking in. The spirit is clicking completely back into the body, maybe better than you've ever fit into your spirit before, into your body before, rather. And then you might open your eyes and pat your face, rub your face, your forehead, maybe tap your top of your head, back of your head, your ears, your neck, your beautiful neck and chest, your shoulders and arms. Maybe now do some rubbing your belly, pat your belly, rub your legs and down. I want you to touch your toes. And come back into the room. Welcome back. So wonderful to see you here on this call. And let's get started with the clearing. So we're going to go back to our slides. And You'll be getting some wonderful information. I have a feeling there's a few new people on the call. We've done the opening meditation. We'll do a short 3 rounds of the Triambakam mantra, which will clear and remove all obstacles. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvar Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshya Mamritatu Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvar Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshya Mamritatu Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvar Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshya Mamritatu. And just allow the energy of the Triambakam mantra, which is the Ganesha mantra, the mantra that it's a Shiva mantra, to destroy all obstacles, which would include obstacles to love, and to rejuvenate, regenerate, and bring new life to all areas of the body and the being and your whole spirit and essence. All right, for those of you who are new to the call, later in the call we'll be doing the quantum pump, and you will hear me referring to muscle testing. So we're just going to do a little demonstration of the quantum pump for all of you who are new, and I just welcome you to this quantum activations call. The quantum pump is a simple hand movement. Your elbow is down at your waist, and your hand is pumping forward. It's moving forward. And you see how this is kind of the exaggerated version of it, where you're really using your muscles and your joints and everything like that. That's exaggerated. It's actually more like a reflex, so it's just kind of out, in, out, in, out, in, like that. And see how that goes? And I have 3 crooked fingers for those of you who are new. So they are crooked. That's what you see. They're crooked. Okay, so the hand goes like that. The best hand to use is the right hand, but you can use the left hand also. Ooh, it looks like Webinar Jam is changing colors on us. We got bright light and we got little light. You can use both hands. If you're doing the double pump, which might make it faster for you, might make it more fun, you can pump to music. I'm doing alternating because it makes sense in my brain to do alternating. I do hear people who do this, and that's perfectly fine. So if you wanted to shake it up or have some fun, or it does go a little bit faster if you use both hands, but certainly not necessary. And then finally, for those of you who are really adventurous, I have some students in India who they want to clear with every part of their being, so they pump with their feet. And essentially that's your foot flopping forward with your ankle. So it's just pump, 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 pump. Less effective, but if you've got both hands and both feet going, you're totally involved. So that's a demonstration of the quantum pump. The quantum pump works because we are rearranging particles in the quantum field. There are 2 types of physics. It's really funny, the lighting has gotten, oh, I just had to turn and now it lit back up. There are 2 types of physics. There's Newtonian physics, which is like the apple falling from the tree and gravity. And that was defined in 1915. And at the same time, in 1915, quantum physics was defined. It's saying that we're all part of a field, and that field is the quantum field. And based on how and we're all made up of particles vibrating. So the field is particles vibrating. And so when you look at spirituality and the teaching of spirituality, and they talk about the oneness and dissolving into everything, that they're actually talking about the quantum field and these particles vibrating. Based on how the particles are vibrating, you get a globe or flowers or me or my necklace or whatever. What we're doing with the quantum pump, I got this in a deep transformational experience myself, is we are rearranging the particles. So we're thinking that we're clearing something or regenerating something, so our mind is involved, and our hand is directing the shift in the quantum field. So I know that's a lot of information. You can re-listen to this a few times to get it. It's actually pretty simple once you really start thinking about it. Okay, so I take my mind and I use this hand to focus a shift. I do have people who don't have hands or can't do a hand movement, and they imagine pumping a hand in their mind. So they imagine the hand pump in the mind. The hand pump allows anybody, no matter what vibration you are, to be able to shift into the quantum pleasure field and make the adjustments in your quantum field. In the lower vibrations, you tend to not be able to change things in the field. The higher the vibration, and that's why we call it the pleasure field, the more rapid the shift happens. So I hope that's a good primer for you on just beginning to understand what's going on with the quantum pump and the quantum activations that we're doing. All right, so the next thing is to just give you a really simple demonstration on muscle testing, because this is how we check to see when things are done or what needs to be cleared or what we need to do. So how I do muscle testing is I do it with the right hand, and it's the ring finger with the right hand. And I make it very, very stiff, and I hold it very stiff, and I push down. And that's my pointer finger with my left hand. And I push down and I say, my name is George Lucas. Nope. My name is Darth Vader. Nope. My name is Julie Renee. And see how it just stiffens up when my name is Julie Renee. So we do that on everything that we clear. So that's a very simple muscle testing. You can do it however you want. Some people do a sway, some people do this, some people do this. Whatever works for you is perfectly fine. I train my students to do it this way, so if you were coming in for a year-long training, you would learn how to do it this way. The reason for that is we test a tremendous amount of stuff, and this particular with the finger allows us to go more rapidly through the testing. Okay, so let us go on to the next slide. Okay, and what we're coming into right now is the process of karma clearing. And there are actually a number of steps that we're going to be taking to do karma clearing. Oh, thank you, Franny. That's really sweet. Okay. All right, so steps to removal of control energy. All right, so control energy is energy that we've sent into our partners, our family members, our friends, and we've left it there. We might get anxious, we might want to influence what they're thinking, and so we actually put control energy into their body. And I have to say, everybody is guilty of this. So you might say, well, I don't know about that, but if you test, you'll realize that you've sent control energy into people. So I'd like you to pick one person, might be your sweetheart or somebody that maybe you broke up with, a difficult relationship, and if not that, you could choose a parent. And I'd like you to imagine 2 roses in front of you, about maybe a foot or 2 in front of you, and one rose might be a red rose and the other might be a blue rose, just so you can identify the 2 different roses. So the red rose you can identify for yourself, and the blue rose can be for the other person. And in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine that these are magnet roses. Ground the roses to the center of the earth, and then imagine that all of your energy is coming out of that person's body into your red rose, because that's the rose that'll hold your energy. And all of their energy in your body will come out of your body into the blue rose. So you've got these two roses, and it's entirely just with your imagination. And you're just seeing the energy exchange. Now, if you like and you're a student of mine and you're comfortable with the pumping, that makes it go faster. So you're just seeing one rose pulling the energy out of your body, one rose pulling the energy out of the other person's body. And let's do a little short pump for this to make it go a little speedier. With some people that you've been with a long time, you might have a lot of energy. It might take 5 or 10 minutes to clear that control energy, both their control energy from your body and then your control energy from their body. So we're going to do a nice little clean out, and this is going to feel really good. And one of the things I do notice is, and by the way, if you see my hand going in funny directions, I have some different pumps I do to help with like 1,000 students. So it looks a little like this. If you see, oh, she's got something funny going on with her hand, it's just a teacher pump. You stay with this pump. This is your pump. Okay, and we're just seeing that energy, both our energy coming back to the rose and will eventually come back into our body, and their energy leaving our body. And the body gets into more neutrality and ease, the nervous system relaxes, especially when you've been kind of overloaded with a lot of someone else's energy, or they've been overloaded with a lot of your energy. We're about 80% through on this project. You guys are doing great. So we're going to do step by step. We're going to do each step of clearing our relatedness to another. And I'm also got, I think it's 6 clearings on where we're going to go into our quantum activations one by one clearings to clear the rights, the right to love and be loved, and those kind of things. So we have that also wired into the training today. So we're going to do a lot of clearing today. You might want to drink some water. I recommend that you drink every half an hour 2 to 4 ounces of water. I love Bengali spice tea. I love chai tea also, but I'm not a dairy person, so anyway, it's yummy. Dang, that's really doing something and good. Wow, it is, Jen. Yeah, yeah. The shifts with the energy exchange is remarkable, and for those of you who've been under the toe of someone, or you've had a lot of energy in them, you're going to notice huge changes as this shifting happens. Okay, good. And I get that we're 100% on the project that we're working on. So the one person you're working on, we're 100%. I have a training on this, by the way. So on the karma clearing, you'll get an invitation actually to this brand new program that I put out. So it's a nice little example of how everything works here and gets you clear with somebody. Okay, let's see. So we've removed the control energy, and we're going to the next step, which is the removal of cords. It's a funny, cute picture. People being silly. And, you know, we send cords to one another. It really, I don't know, we get started as infants. And as infants, it's perfectly appropriate to be corded to your mom and dad. Especially your mom. You want your mom to know what's going on with you. If you need food or you're in danger or you're uncomfortable, your mom needs to know that, right? And so we're courting our mom, and then we're maybe courting our dad too, and or maybe our nanny or whoever's close to us. But we have a few cords to let people know what's going on with us, especially when we can't take care of ourselves. So that's how we learn to create cords, and that's what they're for. They're actually to support us as infants. As adults, we get kind of carried away and start courting like an octopus, courting everybody, and especially the people we love. This is not really user-friendly. It's not polite to have lots of cords in somebody. So what we're going to do now is we're going to unplug the cords from the person that we were working on who we did the energy exchange with. So we're going to remove those cords. So in your mind's eye, I want you to close your eyes and just feel all the cords in your body related to this person. So they could come from you or they could come from the other person. It could be either way. They could have put the cords in you. You could put the cords in them. So allow your eyes to close. And let's go ahead and see those cords. We're just going to pull them out. And it'll be like pulling out an electric cord from the wall. And for those of you, again, I'd love to see you doing the quantum pump. This makes things go faster. And we're pulling the cords, all of the cords, out to the outer, beyond the outer edge of your aura. So we're getting them all the way out of the aura so they have no temptation to replug in. And we will fill in the aura with, if there are holes, the cord has been there for 20 years, there might be something to fill in. So we'll use some magic aura spray paint or some aura filler and pump that in too. So just, you know, feel with your mind's eye where the cords are, and then imagine pulling the cords out, maybe with your spiritual hands, and then pump to really complete the clearing. I like to really remove them. Sometimes people cut cords. I think it's kind of a temptation if you've cut the cord to come back later and re-energize it and, you know, bond it back together. So I like to pull it out and dissolve it completely. So pumping will do that. Pumping will dissolve it completely. Yes, Robin, crying is normal, absolutely. Margaret says she has to do a whole city. You're smart, Margaret. I did over 200 people on this karma clearing and talk about getting free in your aura and in your body and in your being, in your essence, being able to be more authentically yourself. So you want to do everybody that you've known, that you've struggled with, people from school, way back when, teachers, bosses, all of your relatives. So you want to do everybody. Jasminka, can we use this process later for other people in our life? Thank you. Yes, definitely. And Candy said, felt that. My hand goes directly into a twist. It is very easily, is it wrong? I think that's Robert, if I remember that email. Wrong, it's not wrong. Let's see, the twist that you're doing with your hand is about 30% effective. So it just is less effective than this. So try to do this. Robert, sometimes spiritual parasites might have a little bit of a leg in your hand, and they might be taking your hand into a different direction. So I prefer to see you actually doing the pump as directed. Can we pump alone? Would it work? Yes, you can pump alone. Uh-huh. Okay, good. All right, so let's see where we're at with cords. About 70% through, so keep pumping. You're doing a great job. Is there a negative side to removing cords? Definitely not, no. Unless the only ones, Lynn, that you wouldn't want to remove are infants and young children. And Marilyn, yes, that's true. You can. And also, we do have a phone line with a lot of lines available. So please do feel free to call into the phone line. Yeah, a lot, yawning a lot, Mirka. That would be a normal release. Okay, and I see that we're at 100% with the cords. So we just did cords for one person. You might have cords for 50 people, so you want to just keep cleaning house. Step 3, removal of contracts. Now, contracts are things that are actually things that we put down usually in writing. So we've agreed to something, and it might be an actual contract, like you signed a contract, and it might be something that you wrote down, but typically it lives on a physical level. The contract does, and it lives in the ethers. Like you've got a contract with somebody, you've both shook on it, somehow you've both written it down as its truth. And so what we're doing next is we're clearing contracts. And so again, in this case, you could test to see if you have contracts with the person. Most times we do, and certainly with people we love. You can leave contracts in place, like a marriage contract or child support contract. You don't have to clear those. But most contracts, especially with relationships that are gone, like we're not in the relationship anymore, you want to clear those contracts. Just doing the quantum pump. And you can muscle test. And so let me see if I can have contracts with my father. I do. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, so I have 3 contracts with my father. Those have been created in the last couple of years because I did such a thorough clean out with him. So then I'm going to pump to clear those 3 contracts. Do I have contracts with my ex-husband? 0. I have 0. So I cleared that out, and then I'm not in communication with him. My father, I'm in communication with a lot. So that would be like you can clean it out, and then you can create more contracts, and you can clean it out again. So, and then we'll go into agreements, which are spoken, not written. So that'll be the next step that we do. But we want to just really identify that they're different. Contracts, for those of you who study with me ongoingly, contracts are in perception for the most part, and agreements are in amplification for the most part. So they're slightly different. So we don't just, honor them as slightly different and found in different places in the clearing charts and in the blueprint. What after gap from removal? Well, we had already identified that we were going to take it down, take them out, and then pump in a filler. So we've made that intention. If you were doing it yourself, you would want to double check, is there a hole left in my aura? And that was, let's see, who asked that? Liz said she had a light feeling or a gap in the after removing. Yeah, and it's filled in, but the light feeling is that heavy cord isn't there anymore. So for Liz, you don't have, that's exactly right. You were used to something heavy being there, and now it's not there. My intention was with this was that we would fill it in, and we did indeed. So I tested that. Happy Hearts Day on the eve. My gratitude, Julie Renee. Global community. Thank you, Lloyd. Can this include people who have passed? It can, although cords don't exist when the person doesn't have a body, but you can do contracts and agreements because those turn into karma, right? When the person doesn't have a body, you have to come back and finish it out. So that's how we keep looping round and round and round as we create all this unfinished business, and then we have to keep coming back. So definitely would be a good idea to clear for people who don't have a body. Let's see. The energy exchange wouldn't work because they don't have a body, and the cords wouldn't work because they don't have a body. But contracts and agreements and karma would work because that, so that's a definite yes. So parts of it can work for people who don't have bodies. Working on my son, don't want to keep the contract to be his mom. Interesting, Suzanne. Yeah, you can clear that. I mean, if it's a really harmful relationship, you want to do the entire thing, clear the energy, the cords, the contracts, and the agreements, and then probably set him up with the supreme being or, divine mother, something for where he would look to that energy. So you wouldn't just pull away because then he wouldn't have a where to go. You'd probably put something in place. Hopefully your son is, well grown up and doesn't need the connection with you. Myrna's saying her fingers work like playing the piano, and it does still work. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 80% effective, so just keep going. That's good. That's good enough. I think, Sarah, that's spiritual parasites. So you could keep pumping for that. And we do have classes on spiritual parasites. So it feels like a big something on your back, and it's not a cord. It's maybe 3 aliens that have been troublesome. So. Mona, I don't know about everything. So the only thing that we've done so far are energy, which is a yes, cords. Let's see. Do you have a cord with your sister? Does she have a cord with you? She has a cord with you. Um, looks like about an eighth of a cord. Did it come back? No, didn't clear. Did it clear? Okay, so it looks like about an eighth of a cord from your sister, and it's in around your belly button, maybe by your umbilical cord. So that kind of was a little sneaky there. And then contracts and agreements. Contracts are cleared, and I think we're done with contracts. So you guys, just to let you know, I won't be able to test everybody. So I know if I answer for one person, you might think, oh, I want her to answer, but there's really hundreds and hundreds of you. So it would be best if you not ask me specifically about, am I clear with my sister? And I'm not scolding you at all. It just, I can't do 300 people. So this is not going to happen. But I love you. And I want you to muscle test, and you can test to see that you're clear. That's how you can get that test. Okay. All right, and then those feelings, those strange feelings, those are going to be usually aliens. So if you have like a band around your head, that's an alien. So they would see you starting to get some freedom, and they would want to put pressure on you to stop you, to make you worried, or, oh, I shouldn't do this. So just keep pumping and stay in neutrality, and, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's just check. Okay, it looks like contracts that needed to be cleared. We got about 70% of the contracts cleared. Let's keep pumping for contracts and also start removing agreements. And agreements are things that you say, like, baby, I want to, on our 80th anniversary, let's travel around the world, and then you break up, and that agreement is null and void, but it still lives around you in your field. So let's continue to clear contracts and also go into agreements. So we've got about 70% clear on the contracts that need clearing, and then we're clearing agreements also. Grace, yeah, that could be a big gasp of air. Things happen differently for different people, and tears are normal too, and yawning is normal. The gasp of air is the nervous system, I believe, releasing and letting go. Things are releasing from the nerves, so I wouldn't be worried about that at all. AJ, if we clear cords, can a person put them back in us? Yes. And what you want to do is, do one of my meditations, one of the ones that are at least 20 to 30 minutes long every day, because that clears you out. And you can just check maybe once a week, do I have any new cords in me? Yeah. So it's just something, it's just like if you took, yeah, so I got to come back on the screen because it's a funny little concept I have to share with you. So think about this. You took a bath today, right? And you washed your hair, and then you're done for the rest of your life. So you have already taken care of it, and you are never going to take a bath again, and you're never going to wash your hair because you did it once. And you got yourself really clean, and you did your hair just perfectly, and that's the end of that. It's probably not going to happen that way because you know that you need to take a bath at least every other day or every day or whatever your system is. So it's the same way with some of this stuff where it's just energetic cleanup. And that is one of the reasons why the meditations I do are so profound, is that they help you stay energetically clear and clean. And if you're having some kind of a dynamic relationship with somebody that's a little funky, you want to check, did I create some new karma with this person? Did I get some cords from them? Did they get some cords from me? Did I send some control energy to them? It's a big eye-opener. It's definitely an awakener to be monitoring yourself and keeping yourself clean on that level. And then it becomes a habit with you. And just like brushing your teeth and putting skin cream on your skin, it's the same thing. You would want to keep yourself cleaned up and cleared out. So it makes sense, right? It makes sense to keep yourself feeling great from the inside out. Oh, Rosebud, you're welcome. Okay, alrighty. So I do want to get started. I know we're not going to have total completion with contracts and agreements. We need to go through the karma clearing, and I'd like to get you started at least on the rights. So maybe I planned a little bit too much into this 1 hour period, but I'm going to get you started on things, and then I'll give you some hours to clear. Contracts are completely clear, and agreements are about 80% clear. And we're going to do the karma clearing process next. And so just close your eyes and imagine a half of a golden ring in front of you. And this half of the ring is the karma, represents the karma that has been fulfilled with the person you're clearing. And so you just want to see a half of a golden ring, like a magical, powerful ring. And the other half is missing. So like a wedding band, like that. And it's in front of you at your eye level, and just below that is a big 2-foot white rose. And you just see that karma, the ring itself, the gold is starting to fill in, and you can pump to fill in the gold. And let's go ahead and pump in the gold, and just keep pumping in the gold until the entire ring now looks like a beautiful Lord of the rings or wedding rings of just a simple gold band. But we're going to fill in the ring completely. And you just keep focusing on this ring coming back and filling in completely so it's 100%. And when the ring appears as 100% of a circle, you're going to drop it into the white rose. And the white rose represents purity and completion. And what we've done in our system, you can just disappear it by using the chopping hand movement. So just imagine now that the white rose with the golden ring is disappearing. So two-handed double chopping or the double pumping will clear the karma in the white rose. The other technique I use is putting a little cartoon bomb, like if you grew up with the cartoon Roadrunner, they had the little beep beep and a little bomb would blow up and it would disappear whatever it was that was underneath it. So you can just imagine it erasing or disappearing. So a little bit of chopping makes it disappear. Good. Okay, that looks really good. Looks like we've gotten through karma clearing. So fantastic. And then I wanted to start you on the rights. So the right to be loved, to love and to be loved, to exist, to feel feelings, and be magnetic to love. And so these are the clearings that we're going to do, or at least get started on today. And these are the areas that we're going to clear. And for those of you who have not trained with me, I'm not going to be able to explain all of the clearings that we're doing in this training. But just to know that these are all the things that need to be cleared in your field to have a full and complete clearing. The first row is up until satanic, let's see, satanic curses up here. This is in amplification, this stuff. And then this stuff is in perception, group mind, down to trauma. And then most of this also to atheist thought forms is in perception. And then control energy could be in perception or could be in amplification. Emotions and emotional brain, that is in the emotional body. And then DNA, of course, is the DNA resets. And then implants, all of this usually along with spiritual parasites, and is usually in amplification, but not always. And then these are spiritual parasites also. There are 8 types of aliens, evil spirits, transmortals, demons, entities, and ghosts. So these are some of the things that we're cleaning out today on, oops. There we go. Hearings for love rights. Okay, and as we're pumping, which you're pumping, I'm going to go through a few questions here. Can we remove contracts and agreements with ourselves? And you definitely can. Mirka, runny nose and tears, thank you. That's great. I feel like I'm clearing 200%. That is fabulous. Does the pump help to effectively clear things we may not be conscious of? Yes, it does. And also, it's good to learn so that you can be very thorough, because the pump might get some of it, but if you're not really clear and focused, you might not get everything that needs clearing. But yes, it definitely can help. And Jay, you're going to get a benefit. And Margaret, I thought the idea of agreeing to marriage contract is really weird. What is the higher spiritual purpose of marriage? So many people do it. Well, contracts can be good. They give a level of accountability and honor. So if the vibratory frequency of a person isn't, is kind of bordering that ability to maintain that honor, it binds you with the other. When you do a contract and you do it in a high vibrational frequency, the possibility as it binds you, it allows you to become one in many ways, to have amplified power. when you do a marriage contract in a lower vibrational frequency, it asks you to be accountable, to show up under the restrictions or the rules of group mind or the religion that you're part of, the family rules. And so, it functions in many ways. And then I think someone wants to review here are the have a right to love, be loved, to exist with one S. Feel feelings, be magnetic to love. So that's what we're working on clearing. Nice, Guadalupe, cooling air around. Kathy, you would want to come into psoriasis. You would want to come into the year of miracles to have that conversation. So I do see your question, but it's not part of the love conversation. And psoriasis is part of many things, including DNA, but many more things than just DNA. And we're just not focused on that in this short time. We're focused on love. Tend to sway from side to side when I pump, and that is perfectly fine. That's from Franny. And Robin's saying, so removing old contracts and renew new contracts in a high vibration is a good thing. It can be. Yeah, it definitely can be. It's just really what you're up to, what you're really up to in life. You want to think about what you're going to create and how you're going to create it. So if you're about creating magic with a partner, then a contract could be very wonderful on a high frequency. It could really allow you to amplify your force, your impact, all of that, because you have two bright beings of light coming together and saying, we commit and promise to each other to expand out into the world in a beautiful way and to help. So I could see that being very beautiful. Yes, and I think that's sometimes why people renew their marriage vows after 10 or 20 or 50 years. They'll do a ceremony. It's because they're a new person. They're somebody different than they were when they made the contracts originally. So they want to renew it with this deeper level of love and awareness and companionship. So yeah, I don't see any problem with it. Myrna, we actually did come through at the beginning of the session. We've been on broadcasting since 9 o'clock. So I'm sorry that you didn't get through, but we've been on for almost an hour. We've been on for 57 minutes. And attacking emotional unavailable men. Well, that would be something that you would definitely want to be working on what's in your field, because attacking unavailable men it's something that you're magnetizing to you. And I have a new love program we're going to be announcing relatively soon, and that might be a program that you would want to check out. So we have a home study program that is fantastic. We also have the 7 stages of love, which is really amazing. And so it helps you get into the higher frequencies, so you're magnetic to higher frequencies of love. And you just want to clear anything that would make you attractive to that negative energy. Retta, can you pump to bring in our twin soul? You certainly could. That's what we're working on in the 7 stages of love, is going from the very lowest levels of love to the very highest levels of love. Levels 4 through 7 are all wonderful levels to be in. Level 1 is very, very low. Level 2 is where most people are. And level 3 is the second where most people are. But level 4, 5, 6, and 7, 5 is soulmate. All of those, that's what we're doing in that class. So that might be of interest to you. How wonderful for this unlimited love webinar. A true gem. Blessings and gratitude. Love, Julie Renee. Yay, thank you, Lloyd. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up. I will be sending you the replay so that you can take a look at the slides, and we'll have the audio and the video. and I'll give you some instructions for how long to pump for rights. I'll just do a general pumping guide, so I'll give you some hours to pump if you'd like to. And the best thing, though, what you'd like to do is a muscle test, and then do join us in our classes. The new Quantum Relationships program is just coming out for the first time. It's a brand new program. And the 7 Stages of Love, we've just completed week 2. It's 4 weeks, and we have the replays for that. So if that resonates with you, like, wow, I'd love to clear all of that stuff in those lower frequencies and get up to where I'm magnetizing a higher frequency of love, that's also a wonderful class for you to participate in. I love you. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. God bless you, and I'll see you real soon. Take care, everyone. Oh, and there's some videos. I asked my producer to pop some videos up for you so you can keep pumping as a group for the next 10 minutes. I'll be pumping with you for the next 10 minutes, and we'll watch some videos together. Okay, God bless. And watch for the email coming later today. I think you're going to love it. Bye.